Dear brothers and sisters, I'd like to talk about the goals that we set in our lives. Ever since we're born, we start to set some goals for ourselves. As a child, most of the goals are set by our parents, by our teachers for us. And then as we start to grow older, we start to decide for ourselves what kind of goals are we going to set. And as we set our goals, most of our goals are associated with trying to do well in the world, trying to provide for ourselves. Most people think of careers that they want to be in, so they'll take up those courses which will fulfill the goal that they have in mind. Also, as one starts to work after we finish our educational process, then we start to think about money, start to think about wealth. As we start to be in a state where we're ready to get married, we then start to think about our dependents and to be able to provide for them. And so the goals that we set at that time then are more focused on what we can get at the worldly level. As we start to pass through life, we find that sometimes in our life we start to question whether the goals that we picked up were the right goals or not. This could happen if there's a loss in the family. This could happen if there's a misunderstanding with someone we love dearly, and then there's no contact with them anymore. This could happen when there's some kind of a calamity that has come in our life. This could also happen just because with achieving the goals that we set for ourselves, we want happy, we want joyous, we want peaceful, we want calm. And so those are the moments when we are trying to search for that which will give us eternal happiness. As a human being, we all want to be happy. None of us wants to be sad. It's our circumstances which make us be in that state, but on the inside, we all want to be happy. And for us to be in that state, we would like to find that arena in which we would be happy forever, in which we won't be happy just for a short time and then something else comes in, which is what happens in life. If we study hard and we get good grades, we're very happy. And then something happens that our happiness goes away. If our sports teams from the college wins, we're very happy. And then we find something else that goes wrong. So life is like a pendulum going from happiness to sorrow and happiness to sorrow. And most people feel that the pendulum is more stuck on sorrow than on the happy aspect of life. So as we pass through life, times do come in our life when we start to wonder, can we find happiness which will last beyond just a few hours or a few days? And whenever we start to think about happiness that can last, most of us start to focus on our faiths. Whatever faith we belong to, most faiths were started after the life of a realized one, of a saint, of someone who had communion with God. And so as they started to talk about their communion, as they started to talk about the joys and the peace and the tranquility that we find in being with the Creator, then people around them started to listen to them. And so slowly, the faith in the saint started to get into our own beings. And as we look at the teachings of all different faiths, we find the teachings to be very, very similar. That the Creator is the one who created everything. We're all children of God. We're all a part of one big family. And we need to love everyone, irrespective of whether they are a part of a physical family, a spiritual family, or we feel they're outsiders. All faiths talk about love. Love being what is connecting us. And so as we start to look into our faiths, we all then, as we read our scriptures and we dig into the lives of the great saints after whom these faiths were started, we then want to emulate their existence. Their life is like a blueprint on which we need to lead a life. And what is at the heart of each one of the faiths is the love for all. Love that we need to experience within ourselves, the love of God. And as we start to understand that, then we realize how we can also be in that state. Most of us are enamored by the physical objects of this world. So as we pass through life, we find that many of us are happy when we have possessions. Let's say you buy a new car, you're very, very happy. You want to keep it clean, you don't want it to be touched by anyone, you want it to look nice, it's giving you happiness. And then within 6 months or a year, things change. Okay. The same thing, if you get any new gadget, and there's so many gadgets out there today, you play with it, you're very happy for a few days, and then it looks like, okay, this is routine stuff, because something else has come in the market which maybe gives you a little more information, which makes it easy for you to get the information that you need. Everything that we're attracted to, the attraction is there for a certain time, the joy is there for a certain time, and it's gone. And so I'd like to take a verse written by Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, which explains this in great details. As many of you know, Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj wrote much about the spiritual path. He wrote much about understanding what this life is all about, so that generations which would be coming afterwards would have a blueprint so that their lives could be lived in the right manner. His poetry goes into the depths of our existence and our relationship with the Creator, our being able to truly know who we are, and then to be able to soar into regions beyond the physical to find our oneness with God. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj in this verse, and this verse is written in the Urdu language, because that was prevalent when he was going to school. He says, मोहब्बत है मताए जावेदानी जिनसे लाहूती, मोहब्बत करने वालों की बड़ी परवाज़ होती है. मोहब्बत करने वालों की बड़ी परवाज़ होती है. And so if we translate this into English, it would be, love is an eternal treasure of oneness with God. Love is an eternal treasure of oneness with God. Those who love soar to the highest. those who love soar to the highest. So Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj is telling you what is true love. In this world, we find all kinds of love. The greatest one is talked about as the love between a mother and a child. The mother would do anything for the child, she'd sacrifice anything so that the life of the child would be better. And then there's love between spouses. Spouses take care of each other in the ups and downs of life. They help raise a family. Then there's love between siblings. Children in a family love each other, they take care of each other. And then there's love between friends. You have friendship, you have great love for them, you care about them. And then, as life goes by, you might have connections with others. Either they are in your physical family, uncles and aunts, parents, grandparents, or you might have those who live in your neighborhood, because many times those in the neighborhood you connect with very nicely and you become very friendly and very loving to them. Or you might find that you have connection with people at work or in other activities that you're involved in. And so love in this physical world is what brings us together with the one that we love, with the one that we care about. And as time goes by, it's very unfortunate that the love of this world sometimes will break. Either there's a misunderstanding in a relationship, in whatever the relationship is, whether it's in the family or out of the family. There could be a misunderstanding, and all of a sudden the one that you love, it seems like you don't meet, you don't talk, you don't understand each other anymore, and you've gone far away. Now when that happens, it's a very painful experience. Because when you love someone, you care about them. And when you find that there's some separation that's coming there, it's not easy to deal with that. Same thing happens if someone who is very close to you, let's say your spouse, or let's say your parents or grandparents or your sibling, one of them passes away physically, then it is very difficult to go on. And it's a tremendous painful experience that one goes through. And many times in life, it does happen that people that we're close to, as we age, physically start to pass away. And so we deal with that situation. So the love of this world is not permanent. We might think it's permanent, but it's not. Because as life goes on, we find that those relationships which we thought were very, very strong have faded. Okay? And so the love that we know of this world is kind of temporary. It's not going to last forever. Something bound to happen somewhere along the line. Okay, and this is why when you go through the pain, then you're always looking for love which would last forever. And what is that love? That's the love of God. Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us what love is. He's saying love is an eternal treasure. So he's saying the love is a treasure house. It's eternal. It's just never going to be depleted. It's never going to be taken away from you. The treasure house of love is always going to be there for you. Why? Because this treasure house of love is what will sustain you as you go forward. And so in the second part of this first line is telling you, what is this treasure house of love? That will be eternal always. Because in the first part he's saying, love is an eternal treasure. That first we understand that what is love? It should be a treasure which is going to last and last and last. And then he says, of oneness with God. So what is the treasure? It is to find the oneness with God, is to experience God's love, is to be able to be in a state where we're close to God, where we do experience God's love, where we are then able to take steps towards our goal, okay? Which is to be off the wheel of transmigration. And so this treasure house of being one with God is what we need to attain. And that is what our goal should be. Everything in this world is a gift of God. Actually, our being in the human frame is also a gift of God. In the East, there's this belief that there is 8.4 million of species. They call it 84 lakh Jia Jun. So there's 8.4 million species, and our soul is transmigrating from one existence to another. And so as it transmigrates, it could be in any form. And so God, the Creator, took mercy on our real self, our soul, and gave us this human existence. So this is life as a gift. Because in this existence, God has given us all the faculties that are required by us to know God. So as we start to look at life, the best gift that we could get has been given to us by the Creator. Now, as we lead our lives, if we are enamored by the gifts of this world, that I want to get this, I want to travel and see this, and I want to learn about this and do this, only of the physical world, then we are entangled in these gifts of the world which are temporary. So all saints and mystics talk about love as being the cornerstone on which our life should be built. Saints in many traditions say that love is within each and every one of us. That the Creator is an ocean of all love. Out of that ocean, a drop is what our soul is. So our soul is full of love. And they say that the way back to God is also through love. And so there has been talk about experiencing God's love to be able to reach our goals. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us that the real goal that we should have is to experience the love of God. And Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj in the second line is telling us that those who love soar to the highest. Now what is the highest? The highest is to be with God. Everything else is below that, everything else is in the middle. It's on the journey. So Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj is saying that those who truly love God with all their heart, with all that they have, with all their being, they are the ones who will find God, because they are the ones who reach the highest level. And the highest level is to find our merger in God, so that we can be off the wheel of transmigration. So Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj here is telling us what is the mechanism that we need to get to our true goal. Our goal is to be one with God. And he said the mechanism to get there is to experience love. And the love of God was there in the beginning. The love of God is there today. The love of God will be there till eternity. And so we need to experience that love, and that love can be experienced as we still the body, as we still the mind, as we take the attention away from the world outside, as we focus it within ourselves, then we are able to soar into the inner spiritual regions. And so with help and guidance and with practice, we go on a journey which is full of love, which is full of light. And as we go on the spiritual journey, then we find that the love that we experience on the journey is one that lasts. It's a love which can never be taken away from us. It's a love in which there can't be any misunderstanding. It's a love that will always be there with us. And those who love are the ones who are going to meet God. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is letting us know that since we are in this physical world, since God has given us this gift of this human existence, let us not fall for the gifts of this world. Because the day we physically pass away, Our bank balance is not going to go with us. A fancy car is not going with us. Our beautiful home is not going with us. The ones that we think we love in this world, whether they be our spouses, our children, our family members, none of them is going with us. Okay? Everything is left behind here, with the only one who go. There's no mechanism where two people go at the same time, okay, who are related. I mean, in an accident, it's possible you go close by. But generally, each one of us goes by ourselves, okay? And each one also ends up in a place which is dependent on how we lived our life. That's where the theory of karma comes into play. Okay? So for every action, there's a reaction. So nothing of this world is going to help us in the worlds beyond. So what helps us is, how did we lead our life here? Were we loving and caring? Were we helpful to someone else? Did we relieve the pain of someone else? Those are the things that help us in our journey back to our true home. And so the saints tell us that when we live this life, let us be ethical. Let us inculcate the ethical virtues in our life. So the love which is inherent in us is oozing out from us and is helping the environment be better and better and better. And when we lead a life like that, then we are ready to be able to reach our goals. And this is what Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj means by this verse, like love is an eternal treasure of oneness with God. That we can experience that eternal treasure. We can find the oneness with God. And he says, those who love soar to the highest. That if we experience God's love, and if we live our life experiencing that love and radiating that love, then we will be able to be finding our oneness with the Creator. So I'd like to leave you with a very short meditation. Just sit as comfortably as you can. Close the eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight, focus 8 to 10 inches in front of you. And as you close your eyes, those of you who are initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do your Simran. Those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. This repetition should be done mentally and not out loud. If you do it out loud, your ears will hear them. You'll be distracted towards the outside. As you close your eyes, keep your eyeballs straight in the horizontal plane, because many people feel they need to raise the eyeballs to get to the seat of the soul. Please don't do that, because these eyeballs are made of flesh and blood. Their purpose is just to experience what is made of matter. And if you try to raise them, you'll put pressure on the forehead, which might culminate in a headache. So these should be in the horizontal plane. They're looking straight forward. As you repeat God's name, with time you will see that some light will start to shine forth. Could be flashes of light, circles of lights, and with time the light stabilize. Just keep on repeating the name of God mentally as you go through this practice. And you'll find with time that the love of God is going to overtake your being, and you will experience that love as being peaceful, as being joyous, as being calm, as being blissful. And as you go on this spiritual journey, it's my prayer to God Almighty to help each and every one of us experience the divine love within ourselves. It's my prayer also to the three great spiritual masters of the past century, Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and Dayal Purush Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us experience the divine light in its effulgence. So we'll sit for about 5 minutes. I'll be getting you out of this meditative state at that time. And my best wishes are with each and every one of you. Please leave off. Please leave.